Alright, so I wanted to record a PvP video because I get a lot of questions about PvP and rogue being overpowered or underpowered, etc. And I just see a lot of discussion, so I just wanted to share my personal PvP experiences. This is mostly successes. I mean, as a rogue, the reality is you'll die a lot. So, you know, I'm just gonna. I just pulled up the media player and I'm just gonna record some examples. So in this example, this is an example about the element of surprise. So I was around here and I started hearing somebody looting, I think. Yeah, so I heard footsteps or some activity. Yeah, so I heard the zombies, and then because of that, I knew that somebody was on the other side of this wall. And because I heard zombies, I know that they are probably here. And if I'm lucky, there's a natural route. So if you're here, you're either coming out and going down, or you're here and you're coming in and going to the right. So I think just map sense is important. Knowing the map and having it, that you just have to clock, 15 hours or 20 hours in the game, where you really try to look at the map and understand where the doorways are. But since I hear zombies here, he could also have heard the ghost, but this person obviously didn't recognize that. Because of that audio cue, I know there's a possibility that somebody's going to come in this door. And I'm in a rogue. I want to play an assassin. That's my sort of like power fantasy. So, so I walk up. I hear him looting. And because he's looting and mobbing so loud and he's walking into a big open space, I also think the person might not have the best game sense. So because of that, I'm a little confident. But you notice I don't kill those enemies at the top. I don't want to make noise, right? And here we are. So things kind of start working out perfectly for me. I see him fighting mobs down there. I'm trying to line up a perfect shot where he's flat-footed. So I want to wait for the best moment. I have the option to wait here. He's making noise. He's not going to be conscious of my noise. He might hear it, maybe not. I'm making a bet that he hasn't. And here we go. This person doesn't even scan the room, doesn't look around. I can execute the entry I showed, right? I got lucky with the critical hit, and I also, that was a crazy shot and I got it. I try that sometimes and hip fires quite bad. So he's got to be, 700, 800 down right now. He might have even been hit by an enemy. I know he's a fighter. He probably has about 1,200 health. So my guess he's got about 300 left. I can't quite take him in melee yet. He would destroy me. Luckily, he gives up on the idea of melee, and he has all the mobs to deal with, and he starts healing, so I know he's trapped in that animation, and I can close out the fight. So that fight, in terms of gear difference, this person had, a mix of, purple. I had green, my heirlooms, so this is a pretty evenly matched fight overall, right? But it's good, and this is kind of the gear I run with to have fun. I mentioned before, I like Featherfoot, I like greens, I like high criticals. Those are the things that allow you to put damage down early in the fight. Yeah. Okay, so next video, let's say. Okay, so this one... Oh, this is an example of another tactic that is maybe or maybe not popular in Dungeonborne, which is peacemaking. So I was having this epic fight in the final ring to try to extract with this guy. We both were running out of resources. Neither one of us really wanted to be there. We had the boss, we had the ring. We probably both are loot pinatas. I tried to extract, he comes in to try to assassinate me. He tries to extract, same thing the other way around. So we just kind of went back and forth like that, trading, without closing out the kill. And then we're down to the last 30 seconds. Yeah, we're still fighting back and forth. Neither one of us can kill the other person. And eventually, with 5 seconds left, we're about to be destroyed anyway. I did the old torch. So making peace is a viable strategy. And then we both leave. I mean, I'm all here for rogue solidarity. So if you see a rogue and he has his torch out and he's crouching and you're a rogue, and you know maybe you're having a hard match, why not? You know, it's kind of fun. It makes the game feel a little bit more fun. Also, I just want to note how we almost crashed our clients here, and I think I wasn't the only one who went through this. We were just fiddling around with our potions, and then yeah, the game started stuttering to the point where yeah, it got really bad. Anyway, it didn't crash, but I don't know if there was some sort of anyway, it's just a fun aside. If you throw fire down and switch your potions and your weapons with other people, I think you might be able to crash the game. Oh, this is an example where even though I wasn't fighting well, and so here's an example of finding a runner. A runner is someone who, even when they have the advantage, they won't contest you. If you meet a runner, it's a free kill. So this guy's a runner. I open up the fight terribly. I think I completely gave up my advantage right away. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Like I missed my slow. I walk out there. I missed him standing there like a pylon. He somehow, he got me there, which is great. And then I noticed he was just running, even though he could have destroyed me. There's no way I hit him with one arrow and he's running. He probably was 200 health down. So I gave him chase, and I eventually found him at a door. And this is a situation where, you know, I actually don't understand why I was in this lobby. Because it's not obvious here, but he had all blue and purple, and I had just purple and all white. So I do think the matchmaking is weird a little bit. Like I did have 2 heirlooms on. I think my gear level might have been maybe 11. So this person's gear level was obviously above 11. They were in full blue with attack level 4. So their gear level would have been at least 36. So, you know, I think there is a point. The matchmaking is kind of strange sometimes, but you can still make it work. Like I still got the kill. And the opportunity, if people in higher gear level are there, is that you can loot up really easily. I kill people above my loot level frequently, and I think it's an advantage. But yeah, if you have the advantage, you should press it. You should give chase, and you should close out the advantage, right? You know, another challenge in the game that's unique in a game like this is the time to kill is quite high, and so things happen during a fight. And so I wanted to show an example of how to manage a longer fight, where with unexpected situations, and when to manage the distance. So I found this fighter, right? I missed again. My potion game, or my flask game, is sometimes really bad. At least I got the arrow. No, this is when the stealth break bug, I guess, was still in the game, so I didn't get the stealth break bonus. And then, yeah, I'm not playing well, obviously. I can't even kill a goblin. And he's still fighting enemies as well. I was just doing that so I didn't get shot in the back with his crossbow. So I got my stealth break there, right? So if he hasn't healed, he's now 600 down, maybe half health. And then we have a rogue trio that appears. So I have a lot of decisions to make here. I see the fight happening, I'm in a secure situation, and I decide that the fighter's weak. I know that this cryo is going to clean up the fighter really easily. So I decide to even out the fight by stunning the cryo and giving the fighter a chance. Right? Let's even up the fight a little bit. Cryo's still pushing, so he's still confident, so I do even more evening, giving the fighter a chance to try to get away. They both go to lower ground, or he goes to lower ground. I'm waiting to see what the cryo does when he unfreezes. The cryo is just blood hungry, so he's doesn't even care that he was petrified for some reason. So I'm like, great. I let them continue their fight down here, because they're both stronger than me. I shouldn't have done this, but I jumped down. That was really bad. I think I was feeling confident because I knew the fighter was very, very weak. I know I did at least 600. They haven't had time to heal, and the cryo did at least, let's say, 200. So they've got to be on their last little bit. I do another demonstration in how to not throw a grenade here, I think. Yeah, like I'm better now, but I was really bad at doing that for a while. And then they had no health left, right? So this was more about managing a fight, managing a situation, and coming out on top in the long term, right? Lots of stuff is happening, knowing when to withdraw and watch, not jumping in too early. That's how you can play a rogue. The rogue has the option to drop in invisibility or to use featherfoot and to control the distance of a fight. So it's, you don't have health, you have distance and elusiveness. That's the character. If you're not playing to your strength, being elusive, then you're going to have a bad time because every other character can outfight you close range. You're essentially, to be honest, a better name for the rogue would be marksman. You're useless up close, but at range, you can control the distance, you can control positioning of a fight, ideally. I don't remember what this one was. Oh, this is just, I saw someone down there. So this is just a note to, for better or worse, like it or hate it, probably the only way you'll get kills as a rogue in this meta is to get good with the crossbow. And contrary to what people say, the crossbow is not overpowered. You know how hard it is to not take a fireball in the face and to repeatedly hit me with your crossbow? You know how often I miss? It's not easy. Not to mention knowing that if you get close enough to guarantee your crossbow hit, they can close the distance, right? I would recommend everyone try to get good with the crossbow. But that was just a clean 3-hit kill. For a caster, it takes about 3 hits. You'll be lucky to get it without them nuking half your health with one fireball, right? Okay, let's see what we got here. Right, so it's the same formula again, as you may or may not know from my previous video / this video. When I hit the flask, I like to open with the flask. So this is another example of opening with the flask, cursing their movement. So this person really had no option. I got lucky because I got the kill which re-stealthed me with the ghost there. So I got a 2-for-1 flask deal. And my crossbow game here was perfect, right? That is not an easy shot to make, quite frankly. Oh, and this is a situation where I was playing really poorly. I found somebody in a room. It was another rogue. And if you know it's a rogue, first of all, you know that you're equally matched in terms of health, which means whoever does damage first and hits the other person first is probably going to win. That's just what it is to fight another equal character. I also hear that they have daggers. I know some people say daggers are good. I think they are very bad. They give you a bit more movement, which is really nice, to be honest. A sword is -10 movement, so 2 swords -20. It's much slower. So if you're trying to move around the map, to be honest, and you're focusing on ranged, daggers are good, but I like carrying swords because I want to have a close quarters option. Having said that, I do sometimes carry a set of daggers, just white daggers, just for a movement boost. If for whatever reason, if I'm running and I have time to open up my inventory, I can swap to a couple daggers really quickly. Having said that, I hear somebody looting with daggers. I know many of their skills will be on cooldown / they're just distracted. And I decided to go for it. As is the general trend with these videos, I promise that I actually can hit people with the flask. I got my stealth break and a hit off him. I missed that crossbow, but I know that they're weak, right? And so it was easy to clean that up. I blocked them in a room on purpose. I knew I had the advantage. I had most of my sort of damage and health upgrades, so I was pretty confident that that this would be a good fight for me. And if we open it up, we see that, you know, at least in terms of straight defense level, they kind of had me. They had all blue everything. Um, I feel a little bad because that's like a 30K kit. My heirloom, like this, these are equivalent sets basically, right? Like my heirlooms, all green and some whites with Featherfoot and a bit of strength is probably the same kit he's running. It's just his is more expensive. So this is an argument for heirlooms. Right? Heirlooms are good. They give you a lot of benefit and a lot of consistency in your build without a lot of effort. Like I can just throw on. I know I can throw on a strength ring, these two heirlooms, and the shoes, and have decent movement and decent strength. It takes 2 seconds. I just carry a few potions and I can run in and have a match, right? And then I can play around to get Featherfoot and minimize the gear level after that and get to around gear level 21 with many powers, right? Um, but yeah, so because of everything I knew about the character and because of the situation, I knew I didn't have to worry about my mistakes. So I think better than skill is understanding your position, your opponent, your map, your situation, because you could know how many mistakes you're allowed to make. For example, if that was a Death Knight or a Pyro, and I missed my potion and my one of my arrows, I would have abandoned the fight. But it's a rogue, and what's a rogue gonna do in that situation? He's gonna do the same thing I do. You got your one hit in, probably 300 damage in, you probably have 600 health. You literally just have to leave. But I had the door blocked. That's it. That closes the fight, right? So those are my PvP notes. I had another couple. I have a good one with a fighter fight somewhere that lasted for like 3 minutes of fighting a fighter, but I couldn't find it because I have a ton of videos. But anyway, that those are just some PvP tricks. If you saw something that helps you close out more fights, then by all means, I hope it helped you. If not, let me know what kind of content you like, and maybe I'll record it. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, and